Hi guys, welcome back to Into the Square, your weekly social issues and current affair podcast. I'm Bishop, your host for today, and today I have with me Sanjog, Kishore, and Vedant. So it's a full house today.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's
Welcome
up,
back.
guys? What's up?
So I hope you guys enjoyed today's weather. We have a heat wave going on in the UK, and I think it got up to like 28 degrees. So appropriately, it reminded us of back home in Nepal. And today's topic is also going back to Nepal. And what I mean by that is not just for holiday, but to actually live there and um, and settle there and have a life there. And but it's not as easy as it sounds, and we need to discuss whether it's even feasible for us. And this is a question that often plays in non-residential Nepalese mind. We often want to give back to their home country and live out their dream of being educated in a foreign country like UK, US, and Australia, and taking that acquired knowledge back to Nepal. But this is not a dream that people often are able to fulfill, because reality doesn't pan out like that, or pan out like as we hope to. So what exactly stops this dream from being fulfilled? So hopefully we can also uh, delve in delve into that deeper as well. And these questions aren't just exclusive to the Nepalese community, as other migrant groups would also ask themselves these questions as well. So let's start the podcast today about talking about ourselves and what we think. So do you guys see yourself settling in Nepal and maybe even progressing your career there?
Yeah, so obviously being born in Nepal and living there for until 7, 8 years of age, like for most of us, I think it's the same. Like obviously Nepal is really close to our heart, and we also always think about that, every day or every other day, whenever. And obviously we still have loads of our family, like extended family in Nepal as well. So going there for holidays and things is really ideal because it's not like we're in a new place. We're feel comfortable around our surroundings and everything. So it's a really nice place to go there for a holiday as well. So, but settling in Nepal is like a completely different question for me, because you're not just going to be there for a month or two or a few months, whatever. You're going to be there for pretty much the rest of your life. And I think there's for me there's three or four main things for I would look at, like if I was to decide on somewhere where I want to stay. So one of the main thing is like my career, and then another one is like my family, and then maybe like the financial, like economic background like that I would have in Nepal, and even retirement as well, like if I can see myself retiring in that country. So for me, I don't, without going too much into detail, for me I think in terms of like a career and like family and the finance point of view, I feel it's like better off in the UK. But the only reason that I can see myself living in Nepal would be if I was to like retire there after my living, and then just chill in Nepal, because obviously the climate's really nice, the culture's really nice, and the food's really good. Everything there's so much more stuff to do there. So I think for me, if I was to ever settle in Nepal, it would be around retirement time. Even if that. So like before that, I really couldn't see myself, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I think because we talked about this in the 10th episode, especially. This is one of the questions, but yeah, I think we wanted to like delve into this like a lot more deeper. But I did say that I wanted to I would like to retire in Nepal. Like I think because right now is Nepal still a developing country. It's like it's still like a third world country, but it's like a progressive. It's progressing. Like every time you go back, you see like new things like being built. You see new new progression being happening, and like it's always like moving forward. Like somehow, some way, like by through thick and thin, it moves forward. And I think like being in that country, like right now from where we are to like let's say 15 years, Nepal's gonna be a totally different. I think Nepal will be like a different country. I think it will have like more amenities, um more possibilities to live there. But yeah, me personally, to actually live there and make a living, it's still pretty difficult. It's still pretty hard, and I've got like cousins there who wish they could like move to foreign places. They want to go Australia, they want to go America, they want to come here, where it's here's like the hardest place to come to. So I can see why like people, they would want to move out, but and that sort of like turns me off from like having a career there, because yeah, you're not gonna get that much pay. The quality of life isn't gonna be that great as like it is in the UK. But I'll totally see myself retiring there, because once I've earned my money, I can just I just picture myself, like I said this before, like living in some village, like in some like hills and like the hilltops, and having some nice view to see in the morning, like just with like my tea in my hand and like, some chili roti or something, like, you know. But yeah, I would see myself retiring there though. I think that's one of my goals, to maybe retire back to Nepal.
See, I was gonna say, yeah, that obviously that sounds like such an idealistic point of view, because
It is.
no,
it
because
is,
I'm gonna
though.
say, because right now when you think about Nepal, you're thinking about your family back there, you're thinking about your grandma, your granddad, if
Exactly,
you have them,
yeah.
obviously, and then like you're thinking about your cousins and your family and your uncle and aunties that you're kind of close with, but then you're talking about going back there at the age of retirement, which is like in not 40 years time, when they probably won't, like, obviously touch wood, they're still there, but like age limiting, innit? They won't be around, like, most of them. Anyway, so
No,
when you
yeah,
think
yeah.
about Nepal, and like now you're thinking about going back to this Nepal at your retirement age, innit? But obviously these people won't be around,
Yeah.
and like I think I speak for the most of us when I say that, oh, we don't particularly have that many like friends back in Nepal. Obviously we might have like our cousins and cousins' friends and whatever. You don't have like your own like close group of friends back there anyway. So when you think about going back there at the age of retirement, it doesn't really like. I don't think it's feasible, innit? 'Cause obviously people that you want to go back for aren't going to be around anymore. So I was gonna say that as well, but obviously for me, on my point of view though, like I think I probably would be able to go back, but not like to live there forever, like, cause I already traveled here. Like I would want to like travel more. I want to live like in other countries as well. So it's not just about not wanting to go back to Nepal. It's more about wanting to like live elsewhere as well. So like living in America, or living in like the Middle East for a little while, living like maybe in somewhere in Asia, like it's like Hong Kong, Singapore, like all these like cities as well. Just like to see what life like to be part of the lifestyle there, and it's, I think that probably would like stop me from going back to Nepal and living there. And obviously the whole thing about retirement, I just said like I would love to as well, but then at the same time when I think about it, like when I'm like 60, 65, like the people I would want to go back for anyway probably won't be around, and or like most likely I won't have any like people to go back to anyway. So it's a bit like, I don't know. Even though I probably still have my cousins, it's like still not as like, because the friends that I've built here, and then obviously my whole life would have been here. So I don't know if it's feasible for me, and then obviously I was just pointing out like the flaw in your point as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So you guys brought some very interesting points. So hopefully I can summarize them quickly, and then I'll try and answer this question myself as well. So regarding retirement and retiring in Nepal, I feel like that's going to be even like harder than going now. Just because now, if you go, it's just your decision. Like, you know, you're just thinking about yourself and you go. But when you're at that, like let's say you're 65, like when you retire, we might not exactly work till 70 or like whatever the retirement age might be. But then it might even be like 72 or something. But hopefully we could have some finance saved by 65 and we can go back. So at that age, like your children might still be dependent on you, depending on when you have them, and then you got to consider your if we get married, then your partner as well. Do they want to go back? And as Bidan mentioned as well, your family members might not necessarily be there anymore. All your family members might be here. Like, you know, my sisters probably would not go back to Nepal. I mean, she can barely speak the language. And it might be the same for you guys as well, where most of your family would be here, like, in the future. So who are we going to go back for? It's not going to be the people now, but but if we do go now, it's just us and our family who we do want to see, who we still, and the lifestyle that we know is there, and we don't even know what Nepal will look like in 40 years time. So I feel like if someone goes, then it should be probably more feasible now. And so myself, I feel like we're underselling ourselves when Kishore says like, oh, we won't get a job there, there's no career options. I feel like having that UK degree, it's gonna sell, innit? Like even if we might not be, probably it won't be. Let's say I go back to Nepal, but Sandra goes back to Nepal with like a degree in medicine from UK. We might not even be as qualified as the Nepalese doctors, just because they know the disease is there. They probably speak way better Nepalese, and their communication skills will be way better than than us. But still, like, just the marketing aspect. Let's say like a hospital hires for one of us. Just the marketing aspect would be mad. Like, or even if like they hire like Kishore or Bidan, like oh, we got someone, degree, but like UK degree accountant or like whatever. Yeah, it will just sell. I feel like there is an opportunity for people to make money, especially if they have like a degree from abroad, and we all do like quite STEM subjects. So I'm sure that the job opportunity will be quite a lot if we go back. It might not be exactly the same pay here,
Yeah.
but I feel like there could
Yeah, I don't know.
be
With
opportunities there.
go on, Kishore.
Nah, but go on. No, I was gonna say about like the retirement. Like, even though your family might not be there, like I just want to take me and my wife and then we just go to like Nepal, man. Like our kids, like I hope they'll be grown up. I hope I'd have like taught them like enough life lessons for them to like fend off themselves. Like, you know, like if I can't do that, then what kind of like in me in the future? What kind of a parent am I? Innit? Like, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I'd hope, but if not, I'd hope I've made enough money to like for like that support for my parents, for my children, to like have like a safety net, some sort of like that. Like, obviously, you got to think about these things, and like you'd have you'd make a new if you were just going with your like your maybe your wife and whoever, you'd make a community there. You'd try to like assimilate with that community. I feel like there like so many of us in our generation, like the same people, I feel like they would also want to like come back with, like Sanjok said, he'd want to like go back to Nepal, like maybe some other people like
Yeah,
our other
but
friends
like
would.
Sanjok,
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what.
What?
And I get what I get what Kishore's saying as well. Because like, I think, like, if there's enough people like that are here right now that are in our friend circle anyway, and then they want to get back to Nepal, like,
Yeah.
we can create our own community there. Like, it's not
Exactly.
like, yeah, and also I don't mean in the terms of like retiring there as in just stay in 12 months of the year just there. It could be like, you know, when it's the nice weather like seasons, or like when it's like the festivals and stuff. Like, you know, just go there for a few months. No, I mean,
full on
I
living
didn't
there,
mean it
bro.
to that extent. Come on, like, I didn't mean like staying there like 365 days a year, but
Maybe not 300, but like most of my
Yeah.
time.
I think-
spent there.
yeah.
I'm coming here. I'm coming here in the
Oh
summer.
yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, so like you balance it out into different areas. Because even my parents, myself, like right now, I think they'll be like
Maybe.
they'll spend half the time in Nepal, half the time in UK, kind of thing. Like now they're already starting to do that as well. So
Yeah.
I think, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, we'll see. And obviously, this is 40 years is a long time away, and a lot of things can change.
Exactly,
But
'cause-
it's just right now we're just being idealistic anyway, aren't we? Because like we're trying to think of like who has
Yeah,
like 40 years
that's-
panned out
that's
anyway.
very
So
true.
I think in an ideal situation that would be my plan. Like maybe spend a few months there and a few months here, a few months like somewhere else in another country, you know. But
So what about now though?
Yeah.
Like, could you guys like see yourself living there now though? Was that
No,
a no from
just-
everyone?
No.
The
No, I
main-
don't think so.
yeah,
I don't know how
either.
Bishop's talking about like
the main what? The main
oh,
what?
we'll be so like our reputation will be so good. Bruh,
Nah, I
nah,
think-
man.
Listen, the main question is, like, can we get a job there? And what's
Oh
the
yeah, no,
case
he was.
to,
That's what I was
like,
saying.
can
He
we
was saying
market
like, yeah.
ourselves there?
Well, I think what Kishore was trying to say earlier was that maybe you won't be able to get a job there or whatever. But then Bishop,
No, I wasn't talking about maybe you probably would be able to get a job, but it's not going to be as secure. It's not going to be like as good as a job
Yeah, I
you'd
think-
get here. Man.
yeah,
Like the job opportunities that you'd get here are going to be vastly better, like than the job opportunities.
but then
you're
Bishop,
gonna get in
but then
Nepal,
Bishop
man.
trying to say like the same kind. Like you obviously like in terms of like here like we're like quite in a saturated market, and like I think that's what Bishop was trying to say earlier, like how we're in like a very saturated UK market where everyone's gone to UK university, everyone's got a degree, and everyone's applying for the biggest companies in it. But if we were to go to Nepal, like, we'll be able to like probably like fast track ourselves in terms of like getting a job at
Alright,
these Nepalese companies because of our degree in the UK. I think isn't that what you're trying to say earlier, Bishop?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
trying to say.
I get
Like,
that.
it's not a problem for us. Like I doubt it'd be a problem for us. You know, go
But
back and-
imagine this. I would say, yeah, we get the job, yeah, but they would soon see that maybe we aren't as qualified as what they've like taught in Nepal as well. Like
that's the thing.
that's wrong. That's
the-
exactly.
That's again. That was my point. Like we won't even be as qualified as the people
So,
that are already
like,
there.
So like say,
But it's not about what the employee thinks, innit? It's all about what the customers think. The customers are gonna think, oh wow. Like,
bro,
they're
imagine
so
if you're a
sick.
doctor. Yeah. All right, imagine you get hired as at a hospital and everyone's like, wow, like look at this, a BDC doctor, yeah. And then like
Yeah.
when the guy from Nepal can do a better job than you, how's that gonna look, bro?
But that is the thing. Is exactly like the how good the product is doesn't matter. Like that's not our selling point. Our selling point is that everyone else thinks we're better.
Nah, I don't know. I think
So,
I think
even though we
basically,
might not be.
even let for me, like I agree with Bishop in the sense that I don't, from like a medical point of view, I don't think it'll be that hard to get a job, but like we should be able to get a job. But what I'm trying to say is like even if you get a job, like the living, like quality of life, the living standard is so much like better here in the sense like, for example, even if you wanted to like if you wanted to like send your kids to university, you either have to send them abroad or you have to like pay like let's say if you want to make them study medicine, you have to pay like what like 50 like same, it's basically the same as here, like no, way more than like it's how much international students play here.
Way
so like
more.
either gonna have to do that or like in the long run I don't see it working out, to be honest, personally, anyway. And wait, hold
Wait,
on.
wait.
Basically,
Right,
yeah, like
let me
even,
ask-
I know, like even like the top doctors in Nepal, right? Even like the top in the working like the, let's say, top 4 best hospitals in the UK, in Nepal, in Kathmandu, even they are earning like probably 4 or 5 lakh in the whole month, right? And that is not gonna get you much in Nepal. Like let's say if you wanna just go, no, bro. If you wanna if you wanna just go. No, bro. If
Four
you
or five, like
That's £4,000.
no,
bro. But
as in,
let me finish.
yeah. If you want to just literally go out for like a meal or like go out for anything, bro, it's gonna like with like 10 people, group of 10, you're gonna burn that money in like a few weeks anyway.
Yeah, but why would you
Let me
pay
ask
for
Bishop
everyone?
this
Like,
one
first
question.
question, why would you be paying for everyone? Because obviously now, because you're from the UK or whatever, they're expecting you to pay in it. But if you're a doctor,
Then
in
they still
Nepal,
do it,
like,
so they pay.
you just be like, we're in the same boat, bro. Like, and the thing is, your
No, but I'm
your
saying-
social cycle's gonna be
Alright,
different.
Bishop.
But I get what you're trying to say
Which-
though. Like, well, go on. What are you saying, Kishan?
I was just gonna ask Bishop, would you renounce your British citizenship though?
why do I do that? Like British citizenship, like with the British passport, I can visit like what 172 countries.
Yeah,
with the
but-
Nepalese passport, how many countries can I go
30,
to?
30,
India.
30. No, it's 30 something.
Oh, 30.
But no, I was gonna say,
so-
you know, even with the standard of living point, yeah, I know it's turning into a little debate, isn't it? But I was gonna say, you know, even with the standard of living, like with like 4 or 5 lakh, like you were saying, but there's no guarantee you're gonna be earning that money anyway. But I'm saying, like, even with like 1 lakh or something, like that money like goes a long way in Nepal, innit? Because obviously, if you're living there yourself, because we were traveling there, innit? Obviously, it's like we don't have anything to do. Like, we're just out and about, like going out to restaurants and all this, that, and the other. But if you're working full time as well, you have like what 2 days off, 1 day off. You won't be running for that money.
One day.
Like nothing, innit?
Well, man's gonna enjoy
Nah,
grandma's
bro.
home cooking. Why would I even go out to the restaurant?
But shut
See,
up,
this
bro.
is
And I was
being
gonna say,
idealistic,
like,
You do
bro.
it every day,
This
you're
is-
gonna get bored of that.
No, but
bro.
I'm saying if you
Yeah.
have the money.
This
If you have
is
the
being
money, if you have the
realistic.
money, like obviously, like what, like in terms of like no running water in Nepal, no like there's not like 24-hour electricity, like this, that, and the other, like pollution, yeah. But like if you're in an AC car, like obviously because you're earning bare peas, who cares? Firstly, secondly, you can just buy like water tankers in it and just get them to like fill up your water like at your house with water for like what, like 2,000 rupees and like I don't know. And then I'm being idealistic, yeah, I get it, yeah, but I'm just saying in that it's not difficult to like get the same like facilities that you have here as long as you have the money back
Yeah.
in Nepal as well. So it is feasible to move back, but then obviously you need to get like a matching job. And then Bishop was saying, oh, you might be able to get a matching job because we're better, like not better color, we're more attractive to, let's say, to Nepalese employers because of our like British education. But yeah, that's what I was saying.
So, what it eventually boils down to, I feel like, is you need to take that leap of faith. Like, you need to be quite courageous to go back. Just because
Yeah.
when you think about your career here in the UK, you can visualize what you're gonna do in the next 10 years. Like like you know, what I mean, all of us
Also-
kind of can see that, like how our life will pan out if we just stay here, and there's that safety in knowing where your life will go. But if you do go in Nepal and you try to get a job there, it's like you don't even know what your life will be like in 100 days down the line. You get me? Let alone like 10 years down the line. You just don't know where you will end up. So I feel like, and also another thing is we just don't know what the situation is like. So I really wanted to do an elective in Nepal and just to see what the healthcare system is like, and is it even feasible to go back, let's say, to volunteer, and or even for maybe 2-3 months, maybe work there, see what that would be like. But I mean, I obviously lost that opportunity. So, but at the end of the day, it just requires that courage to be able to go into the unknown, I guess.
Also, I feel like it's a bit embarrassing, you know? Like, you're like, your parents made all this like effort, all this like commotion, like oh we're like be there, see and stuff like that, and then you're gonna come back. Like, I feel like in like social circles, it's gonna be a bit.
See, look at you.
Nah, I feel like people
People
were
are
proud.
proud, but also
Huh?
look at you. Like obviously, we're like the generation of people that are trying to say like we don't listen to what society wants to say about us, da da da. And then you're here saying, oh,
Nah, but
what
still
the
like
social
it is
circle's gonna
though.
say about you going back.
Nah.
I feel like
If
it
someone
would.
goes back to Nepal, I'll be like, wow, like they're courageous, like or you know,
Yeah, but that's
what
from our eyes, from like what they're seeing though, what like people in Nepal are seeing, like oh he came like crawling back. It wasn't as good there, so he came like
Nah.
he came. I feel like that's how it will be. Like in our eyes, oh yeah, I'll be like wow, like this guy I went back, he's trying to like do something there.
When I feel like when people leave Nepal, they leave with the mentality that eventually I'll come back.
Yeah,
So when you do come back, I think people in Nepal will be like, wow, like he's the only he actually made that effort to come back, like or wow, he's actually gonna do something for our country. Like he's not a sellout. Like he's not just settling there and forgetting about everyone. I think that would be the mentality.
I feel like
rather than,
that's
look,
what they
he's
say to your
crawling
face,
back.
but like behind your back, it's a different story, bro.
Maybe you say that.
Nah, bro. I got your back in it. I got your back.
I mean, those people just ignoring it, so it's fine.
Mm.
So, so is it just the career aspect that you guys is holding you guys back, or what would need to change in Nepal for it to be a more attractive deal for you to
I think-
settle there and live there?
Yeah.
I think firstly.
No, I think
yeah, go
we
on.
touched on it a bit already before. The main thing for me is what Kishore said, is a lack of opportunity, to be honest, because even though we want to say there is there's gonna be jobs out there, we'll get like you said, like a fast track way of getting jobs just because we've got education abroad. Like there is a lack of opportunity in the sense that automatically there's just like for example, if you wanted to start up like your own company or whatever, it's so much harder to like make it successful in Nepal than it is in the UK. Like there's a lower market. Firstly, I'm not just talking about the medical field. I'm just talking about anything really. There's a lower market and there's just less thing going on, and that's what makes people like go outside, go abroad and go do things like that. So and also another thing is like less pay in Nepal because like comparatively, the pay in Nepal is a lot lower than the pay that you get for like standard jobs here as well. So you see a lot of laborers and everything go like leave Nepal and just even like go to like Middle East and stuff like that. And obviously, which is, even though it's not the best pay, it's still better than Nepal. And then they can give something back to their own community, give something back to their family. So that's another reason that people leave Nepal. And another thing is also is security, because like you mentioned before, like in Nepal, you don't know what's going to happen in 10 days time, 20 days time, or 100 days time. Whereas like in UK or like anywhere, Australia, wherever, America, where it's like an established country, what you earn is going to be for yourself, and that is secured no matter what. Like that money that you put in the bank or whatever, it's going to be secured. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot. There's a lot of security in these countries that like makes it attractive to leave Nepal and work in other countries. But another final thing is like it's a lot of stigma as well against staying in Nepal. I think that's a lot of thing. Like a lot of it is associated with it as well. Because I think naturally people are just like, just because like they say like there's someone out abroad, like their family members out abroad, they just feel like they're superior than to other people. And they definitely do. The people that are in Nepal, the families that have the people outside of Nepal, they naturally do feel superior than to people that don't. And I'm not saying that's right or whatever, but that's just the stigma there is there. And that's another reason that makes people, what Kishore mentioned, like if you were to go back to Nepal, like, because you set out like a mission to go outside of Nepal to earn something, whatever. And if you go back, it feels like you're just giving up on it now. And like you kind of just go back to where you were and you haven't made a progress or anything like that. It feels like you just wasted, 10 years of your life. Fair enough, you earn a bit of money and then you go back and then it's just back in square one again. So that's another reason why people want to stay out. And also like the family kind of point as well, like they have to provide better opportunities, education opportunities for their families and things like that. So ultimately it feels like a downgrade if you go back to Nepal compared to like staying out. So I know I covered a lot, so there's a lot of things that Nepal needs to change to change people's mindsets. But yeah, I think those are the few things in my mind.
Yeah, I obviously I agree with like all you said, but I'd like to add about like the stability and the security. How there's like even the government itself. Like if we get like, if the government even if the government's like secure and stable, that would like attract me more to go to Nepal because like even if like in the UK we have a change in government, let's be honest, it doesn't like change that much of our daily lives and stuff like that. But if like the government in Nepal change, it's changing like every what like month, 2 months. Like I always hear like some new prime minister, like new president. Is I'm like what like and then yeah like there's it's not stable enough for like
Bro, it's
for
the
me to
four
go
same
back.
randoms that rotate
Exactly,
anyway.
but
So
it's
what do you
like
mean? They might change every month with the same four people.
yeah, but their views are changing. It's such strong opinions. It's such like opposite opposing opinions
I
where
would
like
actually disagree. The political system in Nepal is just communist and socialist. That's it. There's no right wing party at all.
yeah, but it's like it's very like far right. It's like far right and it's very like it's
Nepal left.
farther. Yeah, it's far left than like I don't know another far left. Like, but it's very they clash a lot though. They can't agree on anything, man. Like that's why it's so unstable. Like it's so hard to bring policies about in Nepal. It's hard to make change. That's why I feel like that's why even if that changes, then I'd fully be like wow yeah like now I can see like new changes. Even though it's like developing, even though we see developments, there's no actual like true like stuff that you can like see like wow like Nepal's headed in a bigger direction. It's headed in a bigger like space. I don't know much about Nepalese politics. Like I always hear my dad's and like talking like and the uncles like talking bare politics and just give me headache. But like you hear and like you pick up on a few things, and then the things that you hear is like I just get like disappointed. Like oh why can't Nepal like even like the government itself if even if that was stable, I feel like we could be so much better.
I was gonna say like I mean obviously you guys have said what Nepal needs to change and maybe you guys would consider going back. For me like it was never a fact. Like, I was always like saying oh I can do consider going back sometimes but not for like a long time because I do want to travel like all around the world and live there for a little while too because yeah so there obviously there's a lot to change in terms of like making the country better and stuff but it doesn't like really affect me like wanting to go back because even though I have lived here like I do still like find Nepal like what's it called intriguing and I do want to go back live there like see how a lifestyle like there is like and like maybe work there as well. I don't know like do you know what I mean it's like it does seem like a fun idea like that you want to toy with like oh like maybe going back and then like being able to like be there for like all the family weddings and like family like what's it called events and all of that and like just I think the working culture there is a little bit more chilled out because whenever like I don't know if it is actually like that whenever we go back like our families are always able to like maneuver their like work like schedule around like us and like just and all that so it just seems a little bit more chilled out so I do want to see what it's like as well like instead of just like working here being here the whole time um but that being said yeah obviously Nepal does need to change in terms of like the politics. I'm not too sure on it either so I don't want to speak too much on it but it's just obviously in terms of development in terms of like career aspiration in terms of like pay like obviously if that was better like it might even like attract me more to go back and stay there because there's obviously a lot of things that attract me now regardless like family and all of that so it's like those would be like a bonus points and I would even like consider I would even consider going even more kind of thing in it so yeah.
I feel like for me, except the job wise and it's not exactly what needs to change in Nepal that would want me to like make me want to go back. It's more that my family's here. So, what am I exactly like going to Nepal for right now? So all my friends are here, and even like culture-wise, obviously we say we're Nepalese, but let's be honest, yeah. When one of your cousins busts a joke in Nepal, you just say like, like you don't understand it, like it's just like that, innit? So yeah, so I guess what's holding me more back is that we all of us have kind of built a life in the UK, and all of our family
Mm.
members are here. So I guess what needs to change for me to want to go back to Nepal is that let's say I probably wouldn't stay in the UK and carry on staying in the UK. Let's say with my mum and dad, like they just said, nah, like, we're just never coming back to the UK. And with my sister, like everyone went. Like imagine all your family members went, and you're just here alone. I would consider moving back to Nepal a lot more. Like I'll just even no matter what the condition is in Nepal, if I know I'm the only person here, then I'll probably make more of an effort to just get to know how I can move back to Nepal or make that effort. So I guess it's just that all my family members are here and all my friends are here, so that's what's holding me back here.
I know it's like you say like like all of our family members are here, all of our like mum, dad's here, like you probably have like mama, mamu here or something, and like uncles, aunties here. But every time I go back to like Nepal, yeah, every time I'd be like, oh, I'm home. Like I finally feel like I'm home, innit? It's very
No,
like
but you do.
it's very corny,
Yeah,
it's
it
very
does feel
cheesy,
like that.
but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
do.
that's what. But I'm like, there's something like about it where it's like, even though like this is home as well, but it doesn't feel like it's home like where you get that. It's just you feel like at peace when you're in Nepal, man. And when I touch down and like get the when you come out of the airport, yeah, and you get that wolf
That pollution.
Pollution.
Yeah, the pollution, man. the humidity, like you go oof, and it's like oof, I'm home now, like.
Wait, no, don't.
Every
Even speaking
time.
about this now, yeah, making me miss Nepal. I just wanna like, not even, you don't even. I don't even admit, like, the humidity of Nepal is mad, yeah. But you know when you like, obviously, if you go through like Oman Airlines or something, yeah, like I remember,
Yeah.
even the humidity there, like, kind of miss that feeling of like just before I go to Nepal, like just going to like these like Middle Eastern like airports, you know, like
Yeah.
Oman Airlines, like, all these other like Turkish Airlines, all these other like airports, yeah, and the whiff of like when you get off the plane and like the heat there, and you see like. And
Yeah,
bro, like you
humidity
see, so like, bro, like,
slaps
even
you,
like
bro.
Slaps
I
you,
think
man.
going back to Nepal is bare fun, isn't it? Because it's like more so the journey there. Yeah, I feel like you're more excited for it. Is fun than like the
Exactly.
what you do there. Because
Yeah.
I feel like when you
Like,
when you
when-
get there, you just like go around visiting families and shit. So it's not as fun, yeah. But like like even like going to the airport, like saying I'm going back to Nepal, like having like a suitcase, yeah. Like it's just nostalgic feeling, yeah. That I'm missing, isn't it?
It's not about the destination, it's
Bro,
about the
and
journey.
then imagine like like you have like 10 packets of celebrations in your bag, and then and then it's like you have 10 packets of like other sweets in your bag, like the gifts for the family in Nepal and whatnot. And obviously, like you go to Qatar or something, you see like all these like Nepalese people that work at the airport. You see all these Nepalese people like work in Qatar and like Dubai and when all these places trying to go back to Nepal. Like that whole vibe in it, I missed that, yeah. So yeah, even talking about this now, like just made me remind of like how like it's so fun, like.
That's what I'm saying,
Man,
like
the celebration just melts and becomes
in it just
Oh,
melt.
that's
It just
bro.
becomes that one big thing,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, it's-
some chocolate cocktail, bro.
That's what I mean. Like at home, like even if like my family, we still have extended family there. Like I'm still close to like a lot of my family members there. I feel like that's where truly my home is, and I know my parents already told me they want to retire there, anyways. So I feel like when I go back, it'll feel more like home than it is here.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Like
Nah, I totally get that feeling.
like
though. I
even if
totally
your
get that
parents are
feeling.
there,
Mm.
like if your parents are there, then obviously, like that's like half of your like your core family already there, and yeah, it's just you and your brother or sister here.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like I think that's the main thing. I think it depends on what your parents do as well. Obviously, if your parents aren't going back, then why would you go back?
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Okay, so I briefly touched upon it and saying that when you retire, it's not just you and there's
Yeah.
your partner that you might have to think about as well. So my question is, would that come into consideration at all? So let's say, because if we're saying here in this as a group that we all want to go back and retire, but that obviously would be more feasible if our partner is Nepalese.
Mm.
So would you take that into consideration when choosing someone you'd marry?
Yeah, like I've talked so much about how I would want to move, like when Nepal's my home and like I feel like more connected there. So I'd obviously want to look for that in a partner. Like I'd obviously want someone that's Nepalese and like someone that's like has like deeply rooted at home as well. Like I'd want them to be like more cultural and like stuff like that. That'd be
Yeah,
obvious.
I was gonna say, let me not limit my the female audiences that do listen to the podcast. I don't,
The one or two.
no,
of
I
them,
don't
yeah.
want to limit myself to just Nepalese females. Obviously, I love all females. But now, like I was gonna say, though, jokes aside, yeah, obviously, if like I want to go back, then obviously it makes sense. I mean, no, if I want to go back, I would want to go with my spouse, innit? Obviously, if my spouse is Nepalese, it helps the fact a lot more. So maybe, but I'm
100
not. I'm not like not considering non-Nepalese listeners that are listening right now that want to slide into my DMs. You can find my Instagram, man. Nah, but
Oh, nah,
no,
I'm sure,
I'm
bro.
joking. But yeah, I was just saying. Obviously, if you marry someone from Nepal as well, you'd be more in touch with Nepal. I think a lot more because like all your in-laws are gonna most likely be back in Nepal. Like your wife's families, and then like all of that, and then obviously your family's already there too. So like that's like more family for you back in Nepal, and so maybe that would could make you want to go back more. And obviously if your wife is from Nepal, because I was gonna say this earlier as well. You know how like our families, and we all say, oh, everyone that leaves. I think someone said this point earlier, like how I think it was Bishop, that everyone that does leave Nepal eventually like has the idea of wanting to go back to Nepal, innit? But obviously we came at the age. I came quite young. Obviously all of us came quite young, so we never really. We don't have that much attachment to Nepal, and because we didn't grow up that much in it, so we don't have that much attachment as, let's say, someone that comes when they're like 20, or someone that comes like at the age that our mum and dad did. Yeah, so they obviously missed that lifestyle back there, so they want to go back even more in it. So say even if I don't have that feeling of wanting to go back, because I kind of didn't have a choice in wanting to come here, and then most of my friends are like from here now, innit? So why am I going back for? But then obviously for my wife, let's say if she is from Nepal, and then like what she's gonna come here, like I'm not like at the age of 23 plus, yeah, or like at the age of whatever plus that she's gonna come here, she's gonna have like a lot of her life back in Nepal, innit? So they would want to go back. So it's like you can go back, rather than like imagine you marry someone that's not Nepalese or like that's not from Nepal, and then they're like no, I have a life here that I want to like obviously sustain, and I can't really go back to Nepal and do that. So yeah, it does help if they're like from Nepal and shit.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially if they're from Nepal, like if you married someone literally from Nepal right now, most likely they'll like the UK, they'll like the upgrade, but
The upgrade.
Yo,
Ooh,
that's controversial.
ooh, controversial.
Nah, go on.
but you'll be surprised how many people want the upgrade, bro. But yeah, obviously, if you marry someone from Nepal, they would obviously want to go back in the future. As in more than you would. Like personally, like I agree with what Bidan was saying. Like for us to wanting to go back in Nepal. If we for us to wanting to go back to Nepal, like we're already saying, in 40-50 years time, like how it will be and everything like that. And if there's someone that's coming from Nepal right now, like they're not gonna be like 20-30 years from now. So like the half their life they're spent in Nepal anyway, so they're more likely to adapt there and stuff like that. So it'll be easier for them to settle back in Nepal than it would be for us as well. So yeah, definitely I agree with the sense that if you were to marry someone in Nepal, yeah, you would you'd be more likely to retire there, which is obviously a good thing anyway.
Yeah, so again, always, if you marry someone from Nepal, you might marry, but feel like that's so into the future that it can't be like a big consideration for who you choose as a partner now anyway. So there's more important things as well.
What
So
do you mean there's more
other
like
things. Well, so just because you're not gonna that's not going to be a huge factor right now. If you're picking a partner,
Yeah.
you don't want to ask them, do you want to retire in Nepal?
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's going to
true,
give them
yeah.
10 brownie points.
That's true.
Adds like a score to them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they made the cut off in it now.
Adds a plus point. No, I lie. Exactly. It's a red flag though.
So we've spoken about a lot today, and what our feelings are in terms of having a career in Nepal and also retiring in Nepal, and what stops us from going there and what makes us want to go there. So what makes us want to go there is that feeling of home we get. However, there's quite a lot of political instability in Nepal, and hopefully if things do get better, that it might mean we might reevaluate our position in terms of whether we want to go back to Nepal or not. And maybe in retirement, we might all be in a Nepalese community together as well. So moving on,
That's the dream.
part of the episode. So into the jar.
Ooh.
So I've got my jar here,
Who you gonna ask first?
No, it's one person. What do you mean first?
Oh yeah.
No, wait, who you gonna ask? Who you gonna ask?
Oh, I'll ask you then this one.
These guys planned this question for me, bro.
So let's say you could have any job, like you could be in any position, any job
Yeah.
right now. What would be your dream
Wait,
job?
did you
like?
take that question
No,
out of the
that's a
jar, or
good
did you just like pop that question?
Exactly,
out,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Did you,
didn't even
did
show
you
it,
take the
bro.
question out of the jar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if I had any job right now, what job would it be? And then
So what's your dream job?
My
Like,
dream
you-
job?
You could be in any position. Yeah. What would
I
be your
don't
dream
know.
job?
Like I don't have like obviously I want to work in the finance sector, but I'm not like saying that's what I dream to do. Do you know what I mean? Like when I
want to answer this.
well,
as
when
well.
I was younger, I really wanted to be like a meteorologist or whatever. Yeah, because
What?
meteorologist,
The
like, you know
weatherman.
them man that go around volcanoes.
Oh
and shit.
yeah, the weatherman.
Yeah, them man.
Predict the
there,
weather and
like,
shit.
I don't know. I just wanted
Oh,
to do
okay.
that shit, innit?
Them man.
I used to love geography when I was younger.
Why?
So like I was like,
Oh,
and then
different.
is it even meteorologist? No, I was talking about them man that like look at the volcanoes and like go to like do
Oh,
Geologist, basically.
Predictor, yeah.
It's not a geologist, but it's like
Geologist.
it's like a separate word for it. I remember like, obviously when I was younger, I was quite enthusiastic about it. So I knew obviously it's like what 5-6 years,
Volcano man.
like probably like 8 years ago now. But yeah, like that is something that was so like fun when I was studying that in geography. That I was like, oh my god, like I really want to do that. But that's not my dream job now. Like obviously, if I was to say, what my dream job would be, like it would just be like staying at home and making peas in it, like.
But how though?
No, it's in like,
It's just
like I just get
automatically
paid.
peas.
My dream job would be to stay at home and to get paid £1 million a week. Like, go boom, say no more. That's my dream job. But are you talking about someone that has that job right now, and then for me to like go and
Yeah, but like obviously that's not realistic right now.
Yeah,
innit? Like, that's not a job. That's not a job that exists. Like you sit at home and make 1 million. Maybe if you're like no
okay,
one does that.
how about I want to be I want to have Jeff Bezos' job.
You want to be
Okay,
CEO of
Yeah,
Amazon?
see, I know, but then like,
Nah.
yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, go on.
Would you enjoy like day to day what Jeff?
I don't know what he does, so maybe I would. I mean, even if I don't enjoy it, I'll be crying in my private jet and in my million. Like, I don't know. I'll be wiping my tears with like £1 million cash notes, bro. Like this guy is printing billions like every other day, fam. So
Mm.
Alright.
yeah.
So
Mad.
my dream job.
No one cares.
No one.
Okay, so how about we ask you about your dream
No
job?
one cares, bro. End it.
No, I wanna listen
Oh.
to
Alright.
this one. Like, go on.
Oh, okay. Make it quick.
Obviously, you know David Attenborough is getting kind of.
Oh.
I mean, he's barreled, isn't it? He's 95, and so if CVs are open for his job, yeah.
What you want him to retire and go back to Nepal and send him back to Nepal and then you take his job, bro.
Send him out. I'll take his job. Yeah, so yeah, that'd be quite fun
Fair
to
enough.
have his job.
Well, do your best impression of him. Go on.
Then you don't make the job then, bro.
So-
You don't make the cut.
But then that's what I'm saying. That's why.
You
That's
don't
why.
make the joke.
Yeah,
That's why it's his dream job.
I'm bringing myself.
That's why it's his dream job.
I'm
'cause you
bringing
can't have it.
myself.
Or you can only have it in his dreams, isn't it? So that's why it's his dream job, yo.
Alright.
And like, I'm not copying David Attenborough. I'm bringing a new twist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Bishop Gimure
Anyway.
now.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for
Yeah,
listening.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
listening.
That's all. That's a wrap for today.
Make sure you guys go
Had
and
fun.
follow.
Had
Please
fun
do
recording.
follow
Exactly.
us. So I'll let Bidan do.
Nah,
the
you can
outro.
do it, bro.
Okay. So give us a follow on Instagram, follow our page there as well, and you can also find our videos on Spotify and on YouTube as well. So give us a like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you do listen on Spotify, please let us know how you found the episode today.
Thank
Thank you
Make
guys.
sure you
Thanks,
guys follow on
guys.
TikTok,
Jai Nepal.
and
Jai
thank
Nepal.
you. And yeah, let's all move
Jai
back to
Nepal.
Nepal.
Alright, bye.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. We'll do a podcast there, innit?